What's up guys, llamapen here, and today I'm going to be doing kind of a different video. I'm basically going to be talking off the cuff about some things in the game that are just very weird to me and that we all accept and no one really talks about. So basically when you start playing this game, you kind of figure out how it works and then you just accept the mechanics of the game to get better at it, and you don't really think about some things in this game that don't really make sense. And the first thing for me that has always kind of been weird to me is that backhand wraparounds work better than forehand wraparounds. Now, in real hockey, and just logically, if you think about the way that a stick curves, it makes sense that you would be able to score wraparound goals on the forehand almost exclusively. You almost never ever see backhand wraparounds in the NHL, but in the NHL series, as long as I've played the game, forehand wraps are almost useless and backhand wraps are the way to go. And this just doesn't really make sense to me. I'd say probably 95% of the wraparound goals that you see at the NHL level are on the forehand side, and that's always been really confusing to me, but once again, just kind of one of those things that you accept and move on and learn to do. When you're playing defense, you know to watch for the handedness when the player's behind the net so that they don't go for that backhand wraparound. I'd like to see that change. It doesn't really make a lot of sense to me. Moving on to kind of a similar thing, but you can pass just as effectively on the backhand as you can on the forehand side. Now this, in terms of gameplay, might make sense to me. We don't want to make the skill ceiling so high that new players don't want to learn to play the game. I think the skill ceiling already is pretty high. But that being said, it would be cool if backhand passing was nerfed a little bit to be a little worse than forehand passing, because a pass like this up the ice is actually pretty cartoonishly ridiculous when you think about how it works in real hockey. Another thing that's always bothered me is that CPU players can lift their leg up and let pucks go through, but there is no function to do this as a user-controlled player. So yeah, you could go up for a manual slap shot and the puck would go through you. It might hit you in the leg because you're not really lifting your leg up, but I'd like to see a function for letting the pass go through you if you have an open guy on the other side of you. I think that'd be great, and you see this in hockey all the time. It's a very high IQ play when you do see it executed well, and it's just very weird to me that AI players can do this and often do, and there's no way to do it as a human controlled player. So I'd like to see that added into the game. I think it could be really easy. You maybe just press square or circle to execute this. Another thing, this has been in the game for years. You can basically blatantly go backwards in shootouts or penalty shots pretty often in this game.
How are you even allowed to still shoot that?
This game is bad. It's been like that for years, Rob. Come on. You know the drill. I've seen countless goals where a guy fails a deke, skates back, picks up the puck, and then goes forward. Or I've seen moves where the player just had the puck on their forehand, and maybe to dodge a diving poke check or something, kind of curl the puck back and move backwards a little bit. This is illegal. So this has been in the game for 5-6 years, and it's never been fixed. And this is almost basically a glitch in my eyes, but it seems to be the way the game functions, and it's pretty infuriating when you're a goalie and you get scored on this way. This one is really interesting. This is the last one. The fact that when you are skating with the puck, it is essentially glued to your tape. Once again, this is a function of the game that may be necessary. I don't know. Like this, if you switched this to where you actually had to stick handle right and left and do a button function for that every time you did that, that may be like too hard a game to where people wouldn't want to play it or learn how to play it. But that being said, I think it would fix all kinds of problems. It would up the skill ceiling a lot. But if there was like a button press, almost maybe the way that L1 quick dekes work right now, if you could do that and time that to stick handle, I think that would be such a fun game. It'd be a very hard game. but there's a game called Hockey Question Mark on PC, and it has the most realistic stick handling I think I've seen in a hockey game. It's not super realistic, but it's about as close as I've seen it. Where the puck is loose at all times and you have to corral it left and right to dangle people and to skate. And it is so insanely hard, which is probably the reason not a lot of people play that game. But if you ever get a chance, it's a very small game, easy to download. Hockey Question Mark. Look that up. There are still people that play it, believe it or not. But I think this would fix like back skating, where guys are doing absurd back skating maneuvers while stick handling the puck. I think the reason you don't see that at the NHL level often is because that's insanely hard to stick handle and keep the puck in control on your stick while you're doing that kind of stuff. But I think that would be really cool to see something like that, and if we could even get that combined with like a first-person mode, holy shit, that would be insane. But once again, I'm not sure this is something that needs to be in the game, but it is just a thing that we all kind of have accepted. That's every hockey game ever is like that, except for maybe Hockey Question Mark, or maybe that Slapshot arcadey game. I think you kind of have to corral the puck. It's not just stuck to your stick. So anyway, guys, that's just like 5 things right there. I'm going to do some more of these. I'm going to do a video on glitches that have been in the game for multiple iterations of the NHL series. I'm going to cover that in a future video, so stay tuned for that. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. What are some things that you've always thought were unrealistic or kind of goofy with the NHL series that has just always been accepted as part of the gameplay? Leave that down in the comments. Hope you guys like this video, and I'll see you in the next one.